good, y'all? It's Swayze. We're back with the E36 drift build. In the last video, we stripped the trunk and the back seats. We found some rust and assessed some repairs that need to be made. Basically did weight reduction and whatever we could that didn't cost any money. As you can see in this video, I did spend some money. I went to Harbor Freight, grabbed all I need to start MIG welding. I got this titanium MIG 170, some gloves, a helmet, and wire. Also went and got this removal set to help me prep. I went on Facebook Marketplace and I got this welded 293 diff. I got some Euro taillights, OEM headlights, and corner lights to replace these one-piece headlights. This black and red Grip Royal wheel, and some side skirts. My goal for this video is to get the trunk welded up, assess the floor pans, see if those need to be welded, and hopefully install all these parts. So let's get started. Also went and got a new tripod. This was 20 bucks at Walmart. So if you missed the last video, here's what the trunk is looking like. Yeah, big ass hole right there. No good. Now it is 20 degrees out right now, so I got the space heater because you want it to be above freezing to MIG weld. We also cleared out the back seats over here. So I'm gonna see if I can cut out this tub for the spare tire and just weld in some sheet metal. Also went ahead and took out the door cards because they were kind of crappy. I don't wanted them gone anyway. I did not take out the carpet or the front seats. I'm gonna have to take out the front seats in this video so I can strip out the carpet, which I'm doing anyway. And look at the floor pans, because if the trunk is that bad, the floor pans are probably not great. Before I do any type of metal work on this car, I need to address this fuel leak. If you saw the last video, if you watched it all the way to the end, right before the outro, I showed you how I lifted the car up and then some fuel started just dripping out. That's gasoline. So I need to check that out, make sure there's no gas lying around so I don't cause a fire while I'm welding or grinding. I have a feeling it's gonna be in the filler cap or the overflow tank. I had the same problem in my British E36. What happened in that car is I was drifting and people told me they saw fuel just shooting out the side of the car. Turned out I had a big hole in the overflow tank. So I don't see any clear evidence of a fuel leak. The filler neck and overflow are completely dry. I don't see any cracks or anything weird. So I'm gonna jack the car up on the other side, see if I could recreate that fuel leak and spot exactly where it's coming from. Well, there was definitely a bad fuel leak before, but I'm not seeing it now. It's possible that it's just blocked by ice wherever it was leaking from. So I'm still gonna go ahead and get to work. I'm just gonna spray some soap water around that area just to lessen my chances of a flame sparking or something like that. So I got some soap water sprayed up under there around where the fuel leak was. Obviously I would just spray it with a hose or a power washer, but I don't have a hose, so that's not an option. Now as you can see, here is the floor of the trunk where the spare tire would go. There's that big hole. I put the camera over here. Now you're in the trunk. Not ideal. Now I'm trying to figure out exactly where I want to cut to put a sheet of metal, because you got this elevation, I guess you would call it, right here. I might cut it here, all along here, so it's square, and I could weld it to the top of this frame rail on both sides. Let me take this off. All right, I got that plastic piece and the bumper off, so let's take a closer look. So it looks like I could just cut this off even right about here. I can cut right along this frame rail. Make sure to keep that frame rail intact. I gotta keep in mind this flange here with these nuts. I gotta go around that, and I can just go straight across like that. And I have to make sure everything's even. I'll probably use some masking tape for that just to make sure it's all straight. I'll probably take the cut up to here to align it with the end of this tub. Actually, I'm not sure. That looks structural. I'm gonna just cut out the tub first and then take a closer look at up here to make sure I'm not cutting out anything structural. And first I'm gonna take out the battery. I also went ahead and took out the sheet metal that was holding the battery in, and I mean, look at that. That's awful. That's really bad. These are the screws they were using to hold that in. So no more waiting, let's cut out this tub. Okay, so here's where we're at. We got it almost all the way out. I did forget to cut this fully off, so I had to kind of force it out. But now here, it is welded, I believe, or it's connected somehow to this piece right here, which does look structural. I'm not going to cut that out, but I do need to get this completely off. So I just went and got a sheet of 18 gauge steel. Got a 4x8, so I should have enough. It's actually starting to snow out, which kind of sucks. But what I'm going to do right now is finish cutting out this tub and assess how I'm going to go about welding all this up. All right, so with that out, we can get a way better idea of what we're working with here. And that is where the subframe bolts up. So, as I suspected, structural. Got this heat shield here for the exhaust. So I think I'm gonna drop the exhaust and probably cut out all of this side, just like it is over here. If you look at this side, it's actually in perfect shape. So I don't think I'm gonna weld that. And it's also level with where I was gonna weld everything in the first place. So I'm just gonna keep that the way it is and level out all of this stuff here. So just like I wanted, it looks like it's level here with this frame rail on the bottom. I was thinking about doing it on top, but I think I'm gonna keep this level here, just cut it square and cut it just along here, so I got a nice even surface. Now I put tape along here. Right under here is the studs for the exhaust, so I can't cut that off, but just along here I'm gonna cut. And it's pretty dirty, so the tape's not sticking perfectly, but it's still giving me a good idea of where to go. Now I'm just gonna do this one side for now. See how it goes. It'll give me a good idea of the rest of everything. So now we got this level cut evenly all around from the back to the sides. So we just got to get the front done now, and that I got to be a little more careful with, because obviously the subframe is there. It's really snowing out. It's snowing. Honestly, y'all, I can't get any tape to work here, so I'm gonna just have to eyeball it. So I'm gonna do one sheet from around here and underneath these frame rails, and then another sheet over here. Went ahead and ground down all the cuts so everything's nice and smooth. Left my safety glasses at work. So some needs to come off this side. It's hitting the exhaust hanger bolts or studs. Maybe I trim this right here so I can go in a little more. So if we go around, this side looks perfect, this side looks perfect. We got this hole right here, but that's not a huge deal. We got a little space in that corner, but that'll probably get closed up. We do have this hole again. If it's a big deal, I could probably just weld another piece in there. As for the back, looks like this side needs to go in a little bit, but over here it looks great. I missed this. I could probably do this while it's on the car. So I push that in a little bit. Yeah, that looks mint. Absolutely money. All right, it is about that time. I'm about to start welding. I got everything set up. I got the welder. I got my gas. I haven't opened it yet, but I got the gas hooked up. I'm gonna talk about some nerdy welding shit, so if that's not really your thing, then you can skip ahead. But if you do weld, I would like your advice because I've never done any of this before. So if I turn this on, I got 30 thousandths wire. I got the wire fed and ready to go. This is 18 gauge steel. So it recommends 105 wire speed, 15.5 voltage, and inductance 5 to 10. So I got those exact settings. I got that to 7.5 just to meet in the middle. If you weld and you know your shit, please let me know how I do it. Give me some advice. Not great. Last weld I just did is this one right here. So this would be how it is in the car because this is 2 sheets of metal overlapping. I think that came out good. Let me know in the comments what y'all think of that, those of you who do weld. I'll tell you one thing, it holds. It does its job. I mean, look at these other ones. So, some of these burn right through the metal. So this one's not too bad on the other side. I mean, it didn't come through at all. It's flat over here. And the beads look nice. I mean, for my first time at least, the beads look nice. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot in the car. Yo, I've been going at this for a minute, messing around with the settings and stuff, and honestly, I have not had good luck. You'll see a variety of different welds. Some of them were not too bad. Some of them were really bad, and some were okay. I've had burn throughs. I've had them be too dark. I have them not lay enough material down. Here in the back, no matter what settings I use, it seems to just burn right through the metal. I'm not sure if it's just a thinner metal than the rest of the car, or what the issue is there, but I am trying my best. Somebody in the comments, let me know what I'm doing wrong here. It is holding. The welds are doing their job, but they are shit, if we're being honest. The welds are shit. So I did try my best here, but as you can see, very inconsistent welds. Yeah, just all different types of welds. I did mess around with the settings, not a ton, not to where it would cause everything to look different, but yeah, especially on this back side, it's not easy. I had it on the lowest voltage setting and it still burned through this metal. Now the welds are actually doing their job. There's nothing holding this plate up. It's just on its own. It is a little bit wobbly, but that's okay. So also gotta put a plate in here, but I'm gonna wait until I figure out these welds and make them look a lot better. All right, so I figured out a huge problem I had was I just didn't have enough gas. So I turned the gas up. I just did that one right there, and I did that there, and that tiny little piece there. Way better than what I was doing last night. So with these gas settings, I'm gonna try a little bit more and see if I can get better results. So I'm gonna leave these welds where they're at for now. They are holding the metal in as they should be doing. These are not too bad. We got some okay ones over here, and the back is really bad, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna wait to hear what some of y'all have to say in the comments about things I could change. Maybe it's my technique. I don't think my technique is that bad, because this is what I had on the practice piece. It is kind of confusing why I was pretty consistent on practice. These are my last few runs, and they turned out pretty good. I'd be very happy if the car looked like that, but the metal on the car itself is not reacting how I'd like it to. There's a bulb in here and a bunch of water. Hell yeah. That's beautiful. Whatever plug this is, it's not OEM, so it's not fitting properly in the corner light. I'm just gonna let it sit there for now and run it like that, but that's gonna have to get figured out. This all looks pretty legit, like it was from factory, but where's this go? So I got this hub installed that came with that Grip Royal wheel. I'm not gonna put the wheel on yet. Well, one, because I don't have correct hardware for it. It came with some pretty messed up screws, so I'm gonna get all new Allen screws to put in. Also, I'm gonna take out the front seats and the front carpet now to assess the floors. Uh-oh. So the floor is not rotted through. Oh, as I say that. Just wish I had a box cutter on me. That'd be perfect to cut the carpet up. As you can see along here, there is a bunch of surface rust going on, but nothing structural except that. That's pretty bad, honestly. This, I mean, all this is just getting eaten away. And I can see the ground right there. Let me know in the comments what you think, if you guys have dealt with body work, chassis work on E36s before. Let me know if any of this is, I know that should probably be attended to. Let me know if any of this is gonna be a big problem, and if that's also something I should repair. So this gives me a good idea of what to expect on the other side. So in this video, we got most of the trunk welded up. We got a nice big piece of metal in there. We still gotta do that side for the battery. Got the passenger side of the interior taken apart, got the carpet taken out, and had a look at what we need to address as far as of rust. Got this steering wheel hub on, need to get some Allen bolts for that. Euro taillights and OEM headlights. So the build is coming along nicely. In the next video, we're gonna install that welded diff. I'd like to get some bucket seats and coilovers, and we need to do some more welding. So please let me know in the comments if you have any advice as to how I can make my welding better. It would be much appreciated. But that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.